What's up everybody, it's Jacob with BizReps, and today I'm here with a quick video for you about a little thing called LED shop lights. And so we're going to be going over 4 points today, and that are, what are LED shop lights? What should I look for when I'm shopping for LED shop lights? Is there solar functions available for my LED shop lights? And what do I look for in those solar functions? So let's dive right into it. And the first thing we're going to be going over here today is, what are LED shop lights? Because you may be surprised. So LED shop lights is a colloquialism for LED high bays. Now, I will say that high bays have a wide variety of functions and applications. Shop lights are a little bit more specific. However, when you're out poking around on the internet, and I know this because I just poked around on the internet looking for this exact thing, shop lights are just high bays that people have actually rebranded or introduced into search terms so that they can sell more high bays that are the exact same product. So for example, if you go online and look up LED shop lights, the first thing that's going to pop up for you is Home Depot, and they've got 4 LED shop lights that aren't high bays because they know that people are actually looking for shop lights. So I'm going to tell you right now, you are now an informed consumer on the product you're looking for, because LED shop lights are LED high bays, and you will get better money off looking for high bays, not shop lights, because it's not as specific, if that makes sense. So now that we've got that out of the way and we know what we're looking for, we are looking for a high bay fixture for our shop. That's the more specific, better informed search term that's going to save you money and get you the best options available to you on the market. So now that we know exactly what we're looking for, let's talk about what are the options available to me for LED high bays. So the first thing we're going to be going into is color temperature. And this would not be something that you would think about if you were, just putting new lights in your garage per se, as a home application. You're just, I need new lights in my garage, I got to work on my cars, whatever. But if you're a business owner or somebody that really runs a home business out of their garage, this may be more important than you're thinking. So let me go over this a little bit. So we're going to be talking about the Kelvin temperature scale. And so I'm going to make a small scale for you guys right here. So this is my temperature scale. I'm just going to write temp right here. So right here at 5,000 K, this is the best CRI, and we'll get into that in a second. For 4,000 here, 4,000K, we've got neutral, white. And a lot of people really like that. You have seen this color before. This is a very common color in offices and things like that. People like the light white fluorescence. You've definitely seen that before. Down here, a little bit higher, 6,500. If you step out into the sun on a bright morning, that's 6,500K. So if you live somewhere, I live in the Midwest. If you live in somewhere not in the Midwest, you remember what sunlight is like, that's what you're looking at. 6,500 is daylight. And as we get closer to 3,000, 2,500, things like that, that's going to be warm lighting. So that's our oranges, sunset. Probably in your living room at home, you've got more of those yellowy, orangey, warm, inviting, cozy kind of lights. And if you think about it, this is very natural to us, because in the daylight when we step outside, 6,500 Kelvin, we're way up, right? We're getting ready for the morning, we're going to work, and then as the sun kind of goes down, we get more and more tired, there's melatonin, things like that. And so we're very acquainted with this scale, if you think about it. But this is very important for this little guy right here, which is color rendering index, or CRI. So I'm going to write that. Color rendering index. So when I think about a shop, and so if you're watching this video, perhaps you own a shop of some sort. I'm thinking about maybe a body shop for cars, an assembly plant, some kind of facility of that nature, where it may be very, very important that you can identify colors as they actually are. LED high bays will have this certification if they are a high quality light. So the color rendering index was designed for filmmakers, for people that are going to make movies, because obviously in a movie it's very important that the lights are reflected properly. And so what they used to use was called a tungsten light, and those had the best CRI available on the market. But now the LEDs are really hitting the scene. We're finding out these are the most efficient, they're the easiest to come by. The CRI is actually matching the tungsten lights, and so even the filmmakers are moving over to LEDs. So you, as maybe a body shop owner or something along those lines, it'd be very important to you that the CRI is high, because if you paint somebody's car race red and it comes out crimson, that's kind of a big deal. So for your shop, this is about knowing your business. So if your business needs to see colors, needs to see very closely 5,000 Kelvin in an out of 100, closer to 90 CRI, it's going to be very, very important for you. But that's just something to know as you're shopping around. Another thing that you can be looking at is optical efficiency, and I talk about this every single time we make a video about LEDs. I won't spend a lot of time on it because I've talked a lot about it before, but there's two main ways that LED highways are transferring lights. So right now we've got tube conversions, with a lot of people are doing right now. We've got our tube conversions right there, and then we've also got fixtures which are using LED strips. LED strips, this is my box right here. The strip is simply right there on the inside, and that's shining down. So an LED tube, the light's going here. We're lighting up our ceiling, the walls around the ceiling, the top of the fixture, all the dust bunnies sitting up on our roof. With our LED strip, lights coming down onto the floor where your hands are, where you need it. So optical efficiency just means that you're putting the light where you need it and nowhere else, so that you don't have to spend money lighting up things that you don't need lit up. So that's very important, and that ties right into something that you can get out of your LED high bay, and that's savings. You will save money transferring over to LED high bays. If you are not saving money, you need to rethink your high bays. If you had fluorescence previously or something along those lines, you will move over to an LED, they will return their investment and start making you money instantly. A good high bay will be able to cut your wattage so far that you will be able to make money very, very quickly. You'll put them up and all of a sudden it will reflect on your energy bill. So keep that in mind. That is available to you as somebody who has not already converted to LED. They will start saving you money. So that segues right into a little bit more commercial. If this is in your garage, this may not be a great application for you, but if you own a shop per se, or a business that is in need of some high bays or some shop lights, then let's talk a little bit about sustainable energy, which is where the whole world is moving right now. It's 2021, all of these new programs and grants, and there's a huge push for sustainable energy. So how do we introduce sustainable energy into our lighting? So the best way to do it is going to be through solar, and I've talked about fusion before on my videos, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it now because this is a fantastic application for LED shop lights or high bays. So fusion solar is a one-for-one. The fusion technology converts DC energy, which is how it comes out of a solar panel, into usable energy that creates light. It doesn't work anywhere else, but it's going to create usable energy for your lights, which is one of the top 3 biggest energy expenses for any business on a standard basis. Now, obviously if you're running cranes and brake presses that runs off electricity and things like that, big appliances, it's going to be a little bit different. But for the average business, lighting is going to be one of your top 3 expenses on your electric bill. And so this system is designed to cut that down. So I'll make a small diagram if you haven't heard about fusion before. Basically how fusion works, we've got our solar panel sitting up here on the roof, right? Sun's hitting it. It is creating photons or energy, which is going to run into our little fusion box right here, our box on there. And then the box is taking the DC energy made here and transferring it right there into our high bay. There's our high bay, which is putting light on your floor. That's it. That is the entire process for fusion solar. We are taking solar, renewable, clean, good for the environment energy and using it to create light, which is going to be one of your top 3 business expenses, and it can cut down on your energy consumption in such a huge way. Even just converting 4 or 5 lights can save up to 2 tons of carbon. So if you are somebody who's looking to go green, who's very environmentally conscious, that needs to look at things like this, solar and fusion in particular can be an amazing application for you because it does not require you to go out and buy a solar field or anything like that. It mounts right on the roof. Another thing about solar is that it can offer feedback for your business. Solar is becoming more and more connected with the things around it. You can monitor the lights, you can monitor the zones. The fusion technology has that involved in it just by installing it. So you're getting a 21st century business solution that is not only renewable, but is going to provide you important feedback for your business that can actually make your business run more efficiently and save you money all while doing it. There are tons of government grants out right now that can actually make it more affordable to put in solar than to not put in solar, which sounds crazy. I actually had somebody call me the other day. They said, well, I'm on a budget. I don't know if I can afford solar. And I said, In most cases, it's actually cheaper to put in solar than to not put it in, which sounds backwards, but it's true, because Uncle Sam wants to pay out for renewable energy. Hey, my company is working with people that want to convert over to fusion or LED high bays or LED shop lights all the time. If you've got some time, book a short meeting with me on this page. Thanks so much for watching.